Book 19, Penelope. Now remember, Odysseus is in disguise, and Telemachus knows who he is, and so now they are going to put their plan in place. Now is the time to hide the weapons. Euryclea, keep the maids in their quarters while I move father's arms to the storeroom. They've gotten dark with the smoke. It's good that you've taken such an interest in things. It should have been done long ago. Father, where does that light come from? The gods provide it. Keep quiet and remember that they favor our cause. Now get yourself to bed. Your mother will want to question me in the hall. Are you still here? Creepy old man, stop watching the maids. Go outside and cuddle your dinner. Melantho, are you mad, insulting my guest? You knew I was waiting to speak to him. Get out. Go see Eurymachus. I know he is your lover. Eurynomé, spread a sheepskin here for my guest. Now, stranger, tell me who you are, of what family, and of what land. Gentle lady, your name is known throughout Achaea, your reputation for wisdom, beauty, and kindness. That being so, I appeal to your mercy. Do not make me relive the pains of my life by recounting them all for you now. You speak well, but I know that my beauty has faded, and I am famous now only for my suffering. As for my wisdom, I thought to trick my unwanted suitors by delaying them while I wove a shroud for Laertes. All day I'd weave, but at night I'd pick out the work by candlelight. The trick worked for 3 years, but then my maids betrayed me. Now I fear I'll be forced to marry, though it is against my will. You see, we both have miseries aplenty. Tell me your story, stranger, and what you know of my husband. Very well, gentle lady. I pray it may suffice to tell you that I am from the broad land of Crete, where I was once a prosperous and fortunate man, until that cursed expedition to Troy. It was then I first met Odysseus, for he came to Crete to raise a fleet of ships for Agamemnon. I hosted him for 9 days while sea winds blustered, and I gathered my crews together to join the Achaean army. If it is so, my friend, give me some proof that you saw him. Tell me what he wore. Lady, let me think back, for 20 years now lie between that day and this. He had a purple cloak, lined with fleece, double thick. There was a brooch upon it, wondrous workmanship, a hound pinning all fawn, all in gold, and a fine, close-fitting tunic, marvelously soft. But then I don't know if he brought these things from Ithaca or if some lord gave them to him as a guest gift. Now you have won my thanks. I put that tunic and cloak on his shoulders myself and fastened it with that pin. But, lady, you do not need to stain your cheeks any longer with tears. I have something else to tell you. Your husband is on his way, near at hand. I heard this from the king of the Thesprotians, who had sent him on his way in a good ship. The man had been lost at sea for years because his crew devoured the cattle of Helios, and so Zeus destroyed his ship and stranded him. But he escaped and made his way back here, gathering treasure as he came. I got here first only because Odysseus had gone to consult the oracle. If only what you say could prove true, you would know my gratitude, and any man would count you blessed. But it will never be. We have no master here to furnish a ship and send you on your way with rich gifts. No man like Odysseus. Or did I dream him? Now remember, Odysseus, she's talking to Odysseus, she just doesn't know it. Come, maids, bathe this man and make a soft bed of sheepskins for him here by the fire. Great queen, no bed for me. I've not had one since the day I sailed off and saw the mountains of Crete shrinking behind me. And no bathing either, not even a foot bath. None of these maids should touch my feet. Unless, perhaps, there is one as old and withered as myself, who has lived through suffering as I have. I would not mind letting my feet be touched by that old servant. Never before did a man so humble and well-spoken come to beg at my house. I have just such an old maidservant. She nursed my husband when he was a baby. Euryclea, come here, give our guest a foot bath. Stranger, of all the travelers who've come to our door, none was so much like our master Odysseus. I've heard it said before that he and I are almost alike in build and feature. So Euryclea is giving him a foot bath and realizes that it is Odysseus. That scar! Shh! Will you destroy me, old nurse? No one can know of my return until I have killed all who dishonor my house. You know me. My blood and bones are yours. I will never betray you. When you have killed the suitors, I can tell you which of the maids are loyal and which should be killed. Good, though I have seen them for myself. But for now, trust in the gods and keep silent. Listen, stranger, I have one more question. Can you interpret this dream? From a lake, 20 fat geese came to feed beside my house. But then a great mountain eagle swoops down and breaks their necks, every one. He flies away, and I weep over the slaughter. But then he returns and perches on the roof beam. He speaks and says, "Be glad, these geese were your suitors, and I am your husband, returned to bring death to them all." Lady, how can you read this dream any other way? Odysseus himself told you what it means. Ah, but not all dreams are true. There are two gates by which a dream may enter, one of shining ivory, one of plain horn. The dreams from the ivory gate are glimmering illusions that signify nothing, but those from the horn gate can come true if we knew which is which. No, it's a false hope that this dream comes from honest horn. The day I dread is upon me. I must leave Odysseus' house with a new husband. Listen, here is what I'll do. I'll declare a contest. We have 12 axe heads in the storeroom. My husband used to line them up, all 12, at intervals like a ship's ribbing. Then he'd take his great bow, stand back, and whip an arrow through all 12. Tomorrow I'll pose this challenge to the suitors and marry the one who succeeds in stringing the bow and putting an arrow through the axe heads, whoever he may be.